Hello everyone, it's Steamo27. It's been a long time, and I don't quite know why we're even doing this today. I've been sick for I am sick right now as of this recording, and many of the other things I've been going on, like applying for law school or taking the LSATs and keeping up with my schoolwork has gotten in the way. And I know you guys are probably gonna say, Steamo27, what the fuck are you doing? Why aren't you playing Boktai 2? Why aren't you playing Epic Battle Fantasy 4? Why aren't you finishing these series that you have? And I'm gonna, to be honest, I've fallen out of kind of favor with these things. It's when I started out these games, it's my fault. It was super interesting and super fun when you had the spare time to do it, and it was just one of their hobbies. And now now that I'm constrained for time, it's not as fun anymore. I'd rather there's always like the game that you want to play and the game you play for Let's Play, and sometimes those two things don't always agree with each other. And so today it's Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball is the game I want to play. It's the game I play in my spare time. It's the game that I'm having a lot of fun with, and I really enjoy it. So what's happening here is that basically there's no harm in recording these and talking about them, or doing stuff about them, since I'm really just doing them anyway. I'm playing a game for enjoyment, and it's fun. And maybe it'll fall out of favor too, and I'll go back to playing Boktai 2 and Epic Battle Fantasy 4, because this game involves a lot of grinding and some, it's got some item drops. It's like an MMO, sort of. There's online co-op and all these other things. It's fun. You get to make your own character and stuff like that. Right now, we're kind of just reliving the glory battles of the game. It's pretty fun. I really don't want to talk about controls at this point, because the game will teach you them anyway, and your created character's combos are different than Goku's anyway. Goku has unlimited ki right now because he's super angry and super mad. I don't know. They just want to make it easy for you.
Excellent. Battles are so much more fun when the contestants are evenly matched.
If I had anything to say about this game, it would be that ultimate finishes are really difficult. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I think I'm skipping ahead. But the basics of this is that there's a lot going on right now, and I really don't. It's a paradox to say that I don't have time for games when clearly I am playing this game. It's just that playing a game for relief and for relaxation is different than playing a game for a Let's Play, and that's the basic idea of what's going on right now. For the most part, these are going to be post commentary because of the nature of how I'm sick, and it's a little difficult to talk and play at the same time. I'm probably going to start doing it. I'm going to start doing it after maybe after say a few parts.
All right.
I'd like to also explain that there's going to be 3 playlists for this series. One of them is going to be story, one of them is going to be parallel quests, and I guess there's going to be there's going to be 3 main playlists, and then there's going to be just like a few in which we do mentors and stuff like that. I've done separate. I've made sure I clip files and done them all separately. Because some people, this is going to be one of those walkthroughs, and I'm going to try and put a lot of work into this. I'm probably going to move up to 60 frames a second after a little bit. Right now I'm staying at 30 because my settings have always been at 30, and it's complicated playing it. You change one thing and things get a little complicated, and so that's my reasoning for that. As you can tell, I'm a little sick right now. As you're watching the gameplay, you can probably you get the gist of what's going on. Something's wrong here. Nothing
History.
Things that are happening aren't supposed to happen.
The flow of time. Something's very odd about it. At this rate, history.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. Let's see.
No. Everything will collapse.
I'm sure you guys have heard a lot about this game. Oh, also, because since this thing decided to show up, I want to let you know that this specific episode does not have ads on it for one specific reason. This song and this cutscene. I'm pretty sure my channel will explode. Like YouTube will take my channel and explode it and destroy it if I even dare to monetize Hechala and this cutscene. But I did want to give fair warning that later, if I can get away with it, I probably will put on some beginning ads. And you know, if you don't like it, there's always ad block. And I know it's kind of odd and paradoxical to say go ahead and use it if you don't like it. But in the end, it's naturally just your decision whether or not to do it. And you know, sometimes I do it to block pop-ups and stuff like that. I never use it to block other users' content. And there's always the skip ad option too. I think I've made it so that it's always skip ad, unless it's like a really short. I don't really have too much power over that. But I'd like to think that I'd like to think that I'm doing the most friendly thing. No, there's no ending ads. There's only beginning ones, and I'm pretty sure they're short. I'm pretty sure most of them are skippable.
Give me a strong
And none of those ads, are connected to me in any way. It just happens that they're all personalized for you and your user and what you watch. Alright, so the game finally begins. Instead of fixing time with the wish, Trunks decides to summon a slave, which is going to be you. You are the slave.
Brave warrior, now come forth.
Oh, and for clarification, I started playing this on the PS4 version, and I thought it was amazing. My roommate had the game, and now I'm playing it on Steam because there's online capability already there on Steam, and it was a little cheaper, I think. And I don't have a PS4, so there's that problem too. So here are the races. Majins, when their stamina is max, they get a defense bonus. Dudes have more health but are slower, but girls are faster but have less health. Saiyans, dudes have more muscle, so their basic attacks do more and their buffs last longer. And the super moves are kind of weak. Females can use Z assist and they have better ki and standard recovery, so they're better at using skills. For humans, females are better at ki, dudes are better at strike, but overall humans can regenerate ki over time. And when it's filled, their attack rises. Namekians regenerate health, their stamina refills very well, but they have low attack, so they're plants. And the Freezer race are very weak, but they're very fast. That's an odd choice. It's speed in this game. And their Ki Blast paralyze people. And I'm playing as the Saiyan, mostly because I want to show as much as I can, and I wanted to show Super Saiyan, but I also went with the girl because she's better at doing ki, and in my playthrough, my character on my friend's console is a dude, and he's a strike build, so I just felt like doing something different. Later on, once we get through all the story, we can make more than one character. So I'll try my best to show what other characters can do and what you should be doing for them. Of course, it's all recommended. I like to create a character. I do. They give you enough options to feel satisfied. Of course, it's still not the most. It's not like it's freaking Skyrim or anything. It's not. Actually, I don't even know. Is that really good? It probably is. It should be. It's not as good as some other created characters like Dragon Age or other things. It's limited by its art style, but it's fine. It's fine. And I would recommend you make sure that you know what you're doing when you create this character, because you can't really change it unless you feel like farming Dragon Balls, which is something we'll go over later. Post commentary is so weird because the feeling you have when you play the game is definitely not there, and me being sick doesn't really help it. But just bear with me for a little while. We've got, I don't know, like, I've got a lot of parallel quests done. I've got quite a bit of story done. We're not halfway there. We're like a third of the way through it. So yeah, there's still a bit chunk left. There's quite a bit left actually, where I'll be speaking as the things happen. I don't want to go off on a tangent here, but the color orange is one of my favorite colors. But in real life, I don't really wear it that often, and the reason is because girls don't find it attractive. And they took a survey on this, and apparently it's because this is a generalization, of course, so don't take it to heart or feel offended at it. But apparently it's because orange is the color of prison outfits, and they associate the color orange with those, with convicts and bad people, prisoners, stuff like that. I never thought so because I like the color orange, but apparently a lot of the population feels that orange is a bad color. Okay, so up here, way to go, me. Go through those options very quickly. There is a choice where you can go strike, blast, or even, and it doesn't really matter what you do. Just make sure you pick one that you're gonna enjoy doing for the first couple of hours. And I am signed into Steam, so you're gonna see some achievements, I guess. It doesn't really matter, because you'll get early on. You'll get all the moves available to you. I recommend picking Key because you get energy charge with it, and if you don't get it now, you'll have to wait a little while to get energy charge, and I recommend getting energy charge no matter what. Especially if you're not a human, because humans can regenerate Key almost... I didn't think it was that impressive at first, but later on I realized, holy cow, regenerating Key is really awesome. As a Saiyan, it's actually I noticed how difficult it was to maintain Key, and that not being able to regenerate as quickly or regenerate at all was extremely jarring. Like I want to record a video as a human, and I want to see how many bars of stamina I actually regenerated during the battle. Enough about that though. Let's go to the tutorial. I made sure when I was recording to make sure I stayed on the windows long enough for you guys to see it and for me to explain anything. Basic controls are pretty easy. This is all just movement. Jumping does not have an invincibility frame, by the way. You might think it does, because you're in you might think it's like Devil May Cry, in which you have invincible frames during your jump. You do not. You do not have invincibility frames during your jump. I know this because enemies can grab you during your jump.
Yeah.
And it's happened to me quite a bit numerous times. Unless there's a very small invincibility window, you don't rely on a jump to get you out of the situation. The quick dash you saw in the options, where you tap the dash button just once, that has invulnerability frames, and it's pretty useful. I recommend using it. Here we're talking about guard breaking and vanishing. Vanishing while guarding is pretty awesome. I recommend doing it as much as you can. I recommend guarding a lot in this game. Now there's a drawback to it, in which if you get your guard broken, you lose all your stamina. So a lot of people don't want to do it, myself included. But I've learned that blocking is actually pretty good. You want to block. There's no reason not to block besides the risk of getting hit by a guard break. But if you let go of your guard before the guard break hits you, you don't lose any of your stamina. So if you just take the hit and let go of the guard button before it hits you, it'll be fine. See, when you're guarding, your stamina will gradually deplete, and when you're out of stamina, you get into a guard break state, and they get a free combo on you. Now, the reason you like blocking is because you can do just guard. It's like parrying in Street Fighter and a bunch of other games, and I love that. I love parrying. I love being rewarded for doing like just guards, like in Persona or Guilty Gear. Oh man, I need to be better on the tutorials. I'm talking way too slowly. You guys can read most of these and understand it. I'm just talking about the niche stuff they don't tell you. Just Guard is pretty awesome, especially if you're not a human, because you really need to get as much key as you can. You can Just Guard Key Blasts, like those. You can Just Guard those. It takes a little timing. You can Just Guard their jabs, their strong attacks. You can Just Guard pretty much anything. I don't know if you can Just Guard supers, because I'm not too keen on letting it hit me. I just kind of dash out of the way for those. I'll let you know later, though, if it actually works. There's a grab there. Grabs are good. You can combo into a grab, and they break guards. I don't know if they break super armor, and super armor is something we'll go over later. Right now, right here, I'm a little clumsy. I'm just trying to I'm trying to get used to the auto combos that these characters have. And one thing to clear up now is that all of the races in this game, even the genders, have different combos. Like Saiyan male and Saiyan female have different move sets with their normal combos, their basic attacks, and so do every other race. So I was a little confused when I started this. Mostly because I will learn to figure out that I actually don't like the auto combos for the female Saiyan, although it works very well for the build you want, which is key, I suppose.
It's not the world you're familiar with.
There's nothing wrong with doing a physical build, strike build with
where the flow of time gathers.
With the female Saiyans, but it seems like their auto combo moveset is pandered towards using beams, and I'll show you why in a bit.
We work to correct any of these changes to history. As Time Patrol members, we'll fight all throughout time.
By the way, this Trunks that you see right here, he is the future Trunks from the Android Saga and the Cell Saga. He is not GT Trunks, and he is not.
Oh right.
He's not grown-up Trunks. Well, yeah, he's not GT Trunks. He's just normal Trunks.
In this space,
at least that's what I think. Yeah, it's him. That's him.
If you'd like, go ahead and
yeah, he is future Trunks. He's not the Trunks you know from Boo or from Boo Saga onward. So there, I mean, you get to see him again. It's been a while since we've seen future Trunks. Although he looks a lot like GT Trunks. I don't know why they did that. Moving around Toki Toki City is not really important. They're the controls. I'm actually using a PS3 controller on my computer to do this, and I'm using a DS3 tool, Better DS3, to make it look like an Xbox controller. It's really fun. I really enjoy it. This game has equipment, and you can change the color of your equipment if it's a clean slate kind of item. Some of these items in the game are personalized, or like you get to wear like Goku's outfits or Krillin's outfits. You can't change those ones as colors, but there's quite enough. There's enough general purpose clothes that have no affiliation with characters that you can just use. We'll go into stats later. Right now, all you need to know is that there are two. All you need to know is that there are two kinds of specials, Strike and Beam, and you can use combos to figure out what those power up. There's basic attacks, which are your punches, your kicks, and your normal blasts. There's health, there's ki, and stamina, and those are self-explanatory. We'll go over that again later we'll go over that later once a tutorial screen will come up and explain it to you in words that you can read. Right now, the overworld is pretty boring, and if you're playing the game, you'll notice that everyone has the same name. Like Zico always has the same name, and he always looks like that. The game apparently doesn't have any originality, and all these people are pre-programmed characters. I thought they were randomized for a bit, but apparently they're all preset. I thought they were randomized for each character instance, but apparently it's not, because these are the same characters that I've seen in my friend's game. And it's not just these blue people you can talk to, it's also the yellows. The yellow names you will eventually start seeing. They're all the same. They're all the same per playthrough. Kind of bothers me that there's not like a character randomizer in the game, but I suppose there really wasn't any specific need for one. Let's see here. Excuse me, sorry.
How are you? Greetings.
The beginning of the series is going to be a little sloppy because some parallel quests are required to be done in order to move on to the story. Namely, I believe 1. Parallel Quest 1 needs to be done in order to progress through the story, and I screwed up. I did that. I screwed up, and I took on a master while I was recording for story, and that master is Piccolo. So Piccolo's trading segments are going to be in the story and not in the actual playlist. I might cut those out and make them separate, but they will be in this story. What you're looking at right now is like the first episode of story, and what I was going to do, which didn't even tell you yet, is that I am going to create. I already told you I'm making 3 playlists, and then and I'm going to make separate ones for mentors themselves. So those are little sub ones. There's going to be story. There's going to be parallel quests, and then there's going to be a separate one more playlist in which everything I do is chronological. Because the reasoning for this is that I want to create a friendly playlist for people who are looking for specific things. Not everyone who will watch this is interested in me playing. Some people just want answers, and they want to see what happens or how you do it or something like that. In the game, in parallel quests, there are these things called ultimate finishes, which are like you do this optional thing, and there's a small chance that you'll get to do like a bonus fight at the end or something like that, and you get special items for you have a chance to get a fight, which gives you a chance to get a skill you want, which is frustrating, and I hate it. But I suppose they gotta pad the game down somehow, so I don't exactly mind. I suppose that if one person were to make like a couple of characters or 3, by the end of all of them being level 80, you would get them all anyway, so I suppose you're getting your money's worth. I mean, it would probably be pretty boring if you got all the skills and stuff with your first character, and all you could do with the rest of the characters were just get them level 80, I guess. So I suppose leaving you with something to do is a good thing. I don't know. That's just my opinion. I don't really mind it too much. The rates in this game they're not that bad. I feel like the people complaining about these drop rates have never played a proper MMO before, and I've played some MMOs. Some of you guys know that I've played Spiral Knights. I have quit that, by the way. I'm not playing it anymore. I might play it again once my life becomes more free. But those drop rates are bad. Those are some crazy drop rates. Other games like I've had a fair share of MMOs, and you know, we can go off on a tangent on those. I would like to say that for the most part, growing up, don't play MMOs, especially ones that are free. Don't play them. Just don't. Play something else. I don't know. Buy a game that has multiplayer. You'll get more mileage out of it. You pay it up front. Pay it with your money, because free-to-play MMOs, you know, besides a few of them, like Team Fortress 2 is fun. I used to play that too, and you know it was good. And it was good, and you know the fact that you could trade weapons. I have practically every single weapon, and I have a ball with it. And it didn't take me that long to get them all. Games like that are fine, but there's some other games like Spiral Knights in which, you know,
we also have the Time Vault. It has many
it's much more. You'll get a lot more happiness and a lot more mileage out of a game you pay for than a game you get to play for free. Like, I really hate to make this association, but it's like, you know, we won't do that one. I was gonna say something about Call of Duty, but and Counter-Strike, but you know, there's a good following for both of them, and you know, there are pros and cons to each. Let's say
it's all listed in here.
Guild Wars 2 and Spiral Knights. Guild Wars 2 is a game you pay for, and you pay for it once. It's not like World of Warcraft. We're not going to go into World of Warcraft at all. We're not going to talk about it after this. Guild Wars 2 it's a fun game. It has a good following, and you pay for it once. That's it. You get access to the servers, and playing through the game is fun. It really isn't that tedious. And there are some, you know, MMO elements in which, you know, you go for drops and things like that, but for the most part, you can get by. Like, the game is fun, and you don't really need to buy anything afterwards. You can get by, and you can. I want to say that the flow of the game is pretty streamlined, whereas in Spiral Knights, I like Spiral Knights, by the way. It's not Spiral Knights, it's me. And to pass through the game, you used to have to buy crystal energy. You kind of still do, and you use crystal energy, which is a currency in which people buy with money, and you buy CE to upgrade your weapons, and you need to upgrade your weapons to progress through the story and, you know, be a cool guy. Now we have this system in which there's a really rare chance from a treasure box you get these orbs, and you need 3 orbs to craft a specific item of a specific star, and there's 5 stars. That system creates a lot of grinding. It even before the orbs even happened, there was a lot of grinding because you needed to gather a lot of gold, the in-game gold, to buy crystal energy. And the paradox behind that is that when we had crystal energy, there was no other way to do it. So somebody had to buy CE in order for you to craft a weapon that's better than what you already had.
Playtime is over.
So collectively, the game was pay to play, and it was still kind of not fun. And by the time you're done with it all, you'll have spent a lot more money on Spiral Knights than you would have spent on just one copy of Guild Wars 2.
You brat! Stop!
Let's get back to the game. Xenoverse, one problem I have with Xenoverse is that they don't explain anything that goes on in the story. When you are watching me play this and you have never played a Dragon Ball game, or have never seen a single episode of it, and you don't know the story, everything makes absolutely no sense. Like, no sense at all.
I'm pretty sure it's someone we can trust.
Also, I'm pretty sure Goku just got blasted. No, he did not. No, that was during the time thing. So, I'm not gonna use up the video time to explain what's going on in the story. If you have questions, just leave a comment, because it's much easier to address the comments than to spend time in the video talking about the story, where I should probably be talking about different things.
Hey, can I get your help?
And another thing, please forgive my horrible scrubby gameplay as I learn how to maneuver this character. And you might say, SteamBoy27, it's not really that hard to create a character with the same auto combos, and I disagree. It is. There are certain things that work with certain characters that don't work with other races. Like the male human and male Saiyan have certain moves that launch the character upward. The female Saiyan has none of that. You can't launch a character upward into the ceiling. They can only launch them horizontally, sideways, or into the ground, and that limits your options quite a bit, because you can't teleport upwards over and over again. Yep, there. See that? That was a just guard. So you'll be seeing a lot more. You'll be seeing a lot of those from me. At least I'll try my best to do them, because I think if you want to be good at this game, you need to learn how to do just guard. It's a good idea.
Don't let him fool you, Goku.
Also, our moves suck, so that's another thing. Our moves suck really bad. Your moves will suck no matter what preset you use. So just kind of deal with it. It's fine anyway, since you have to get used to what you're normally capable of anyway. We're gonna learn some cool combos, and most of them are gonna be the same thing over and over again. But I'll try my best to liven it up a bit by using different moves. But for the most part, you're probably gonna need to get used to seeing certain change. You're gonna get used to seeing redo certain things.
Now, Piccolo, do it!
Special beam cannon!
I believe there's a quote in this game, like someone tells you not to question what happens in these parallel quests. And I think it's kind of funny that they didn't bother to create, like, I don't know, just a small little text wall before a thing to explain what was going on. You really have to understand the relationships between characters before you even, like, begin to understand this game at all. This is definitely not a game that will teach you anything about Dragon Ball. This game will teach you nothing about Dragon Ball. It will teach you nothing about the story, because the story is screwed up, which is why you're here, I suppose. But if you need to know what's going on, you're probably gonna need to look up a wiki page and look up a summary, because you're not gonna get any answers from this game. I can help if you just ask a question in the comments like, who is that? Why is he here? What's going on? Then I can probably help a little bit. For the most part, though, I'll probably have to give you a link to like a certain page, like an episode page. You're gonna have to read that if you want to know what's going on. And I'm not saying you need to know what's going on. I'm just saying that if you want to know what's going on, it's gonna take a little bit more effort than watching me.
It's fine. He'll be revived with the Dragon Balls. Oh, yeah. And well, that scroll isn't the only one.
So that was the opening. That's our first time. That's our first story mission. That's our first time mission.
Take your time.
So I'm gonna leave that at that, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye, Goku, and goodbye, everyone else. We still need to do quite a bit of things before we can like actually explore and do whatever we want. So we'll be doing a parallel quest next time. I'll see you guys later.